When I was a girl, ballet was my one true love. You see, in ballet's music and motion, there was always so much joy and drama and romance and passion. You know, all the things I desired from life. You see, there was just so many rules we girls were supposed to adhere to. So much emphasis on propriety. Straight backs, gloved hands, unpainted and unkissed lips. But see, now all that's just nonsense if you ask me. See, I think boys liked me because I shot spitballs, and because I told sassy jokes, and because I let them kiss me if they smelled nice. And I felt like it. When I was about 18 years old, I was standing near the doorway, cooling down, minding my own business after one of my dance recitals. And that was the first time I saw him. I saw a man wearing brown boots and a crisp white collared shirt. And he looked at me with his perfect almond-shaped eyes and long feathery eyelashes. And well, he walked over to me and he bowed and he said, "The name is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Hoping to make your acquaintance." Zelda and Scott Fitzgerald, one of the most prized golden couples of the 1920s. However, in this piece, we will see that behind closed doors, not all that glitters is gold. And we will find a woman who is desperately trying to figure out who she is. This is Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Therese Ann Fowler. None of the boys I knew were very interested in books. All they talked about was horses and football. But when I looked at Scott, his eyes were always aglow with the most enthusiasm and ambition. And well, I was dazzled. We did just about everything together. He would take me out for dinner. He took me out dancing. La dee da dee da dee da. And we would sit on our friends' porches drinking gin from the men's flasks. We had the most marvelous time together. But once we finally got engaged, we decided that we'd move up to New York, and that's where we stayed for a very long time. Cheers, everyone, cheers. Let me tell you a little something about New York. The buildings there are much different from those in Montgomery, Alabama. That is for sure. We had the most fantastic life there. I mean, I'm talking every month. We was getting word that Scott's newest novel, The Side of Paradise, was getting sent back to the press for another 5,000 copies. Can you believe that? I mean, we befriended every actress, artist, dancer, writer, bootlegger we came in contact with. And yes, our house on weekends was often full of some very strange and, well, intoxicated people. But we almost always had the most lovely time. There was just one incident when two of Scott's lesser Princeton classmates showed up at our house one night, completely drunk and completely uninvited. They barged into our home singing some bawdy fraternity song, and, well, one of them ended up puking in my kitchen sink. And so when I tried to get rid of him, Scott got very defensive. And, well, he had had a bit too much to drink that night, so we ended up getting in a truly ugly fight. And, well, I ended up with a black eye. But you have to understand, I mean, Scott often had dark circles under his eyes and well, a restlessness I never quite understood. But there was one month we were in, where were we? We were in St. Raphael, France. And we were staying there for the summer, and, well, Scott was working all day on one of his books, so I barely saw him. You know, I didn't really have many friends at the time, so I spent my days reading or jotting down some story ideas. But see, the truth is that I barely saw Scott. You know, I mean, if he wasn't writing his book, he was thinking about it or talking about it. And you know, there was a big hole in my day. Every day. You know, there was a big hole in my life, really. I can still remember the day I broke the news to Scott. It seems like such a long time ago now. I can't do this anymore. I won't do this anymore. No more plays, no more books, and no more schemes. I want to get a divorce. You know, it was all a mistake. We never should have got married in the first place. You know, it seemed like we were embarking on some great adventure. You know, but that adventure turned into a party we couldn't resist. Scott, a 5-year-long party with sparkling gowns and tuxedos and champagne. But you know, that ain't a way to live. That is not a life, Scott. And this is not a marriage. Real life has to happen sometime, Scott. You can't always just live in your books. I am alone all the time. You know, with you, I have nothing. I need a husband who cares about me. You know, with you, it's always about the unending pursuit of some stupid critic's approval, or an obsession over some magical number of copies sold, and a terrible need for assurance that you're supposed to be the finest living writer, and that every thinking man on this earth is supposed to worship your books forever. No. I don't want to be worshipped. I just want to be loved. We end up staying together for the next 5 years, until 1929, when I landed myself in the hospital. I really was a nervous wreck, a nervous disaster, so they said. But, on December 21st, 1940, I got a phone call telling me that Scott died. He had a heart attack. And I just can't help thinking. I can't help thinking about the time when I was a little girl, and I thought about how truly awful it would be to try and try and try at something only to find out that you could never succeed. And And I'd been right. You know, because I wasn't a sufficient dancer or writer or wife. I was nothing. Nothing at all. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.